Sawasdee krap. Welcome to Thailand News Today. We've just posted quite an interesting backstory about the Burmese coup. So if you'd like to check that out, that's at our YouTube channel. And of course, you can catch up with all the latest news at thetiger.com. But let's get started with today's main news stories. With potential sanctions and boycotts against Myanmar likely following the military coup, the Thai-Myanmar Business Council says Thai investors are concerned their businesses in the neighbouring country will be affected. As for now, it's unclear what effect the coup will have on Thai-owned businesses in Myanmar. The country's economy, already battered by the COVID-19 pandemic, is expected to slow down with foreshadowed sanctions from a number of nations. The US has already threatened sanctions against Myanmar. Meanwhile, a court has rejected a police request to further detain 2 of the 3 activists arrested following a protest at the Burmese embassy in Bangkok on Monday. Thai and Burmese activists gathered to protest the military coup in Myanmar and the detention of several government figures, including State Counsellor Aung. Police arrested 3 suspects in total. Suspects can only be held for up to 48 hours without a court order, so police had submitted a request to detain 2 of the arrested men until February the 13th. They've been accused of throwing weapons, including smoke grenades, at officers attempting to disperse the protests. Both have also been charged with illegal assembly, provoking unrest, and violating the Emergency Decree and the Disease Control Act. The 3rd suspect was arrested for using loudspeakers without permission. The court questioned the 2 men via video link before rejecting the police request to detain them for further questioning. 50 to 60 protesters gathered outside the Burmese embassy last Monday following the early morning Burmese army coup, and when officers tried to disperse them, they were attacked with missiles that included smoke bombs, bricks and rocks. Police report that 14 officers were injured. Pattaya City has launched the Welcome Back Pattaya campaign to lure tourists back to the city as the COVID-19 situation keeps improving, much to the relief of the local traders. The campaign aims to attract domestic tourists and is expected to boost the local economy after many businesses in the province were ordered to close last month. Schools, entertainment venues, gyms, pools, among others, were allowed to reopen on Monday, and travel restrictions for people entering the province were also lifted. Health officials in the central province of Samut Sakhon have taken the unprecedented step of sealing off 7 factories where 40,000 migrant labourers live and work until at least the end of February. The actions aim to halt the spread of COVID-19 from the coastal seafood market hot zone. Over 9,000 infections have been found in those 7 factories, which have already been restricted for some time. Nearly all of the fish markets and factories in Samut Sakhon, which has recorded around 12,000 cases of the virus, have also been sealed off. The Public Health Department says there's little indication that transmission has spread to the wider Samut Sakhon community. Around a dozen foreigners have so far filed complaints with the Pattaya City Police against the bank branch's former assistant manager, Chaisit Sapumpul, on fraud charges. At this stage of the investigation, the local police there are millions of baht involved and up to 400 victims in the scam. The Dean of the Faculty of Medicine at Sirirat Hospital is calling on Thai people to have faith in COVID-19 vaccines and cooperate with efforts to halt the spread of the virus. Dr. Prasit Watanapa says Thailand needs to build up herd immunity if the virus is to be suppressed. With over 100 million people now vaccinated worldwide, Prasit used his broadcast to update Thais on results so far. He says early findings give cause for optimism, with a decrease in the number of new cases and less harmful side effects from vaccines. A number of countries have now embarked on huge vaccination programs, with Israel leading the way. The US has so far vaccinated nearly 7% of its population, the UK 13%, while Israel's vaccinated a massive 34% of its population to date. Police arrested 3 people on drug charges and seized more than 2 million methamphetamine pills in busts in Saraburi and Patjabun. The suspects were allegedly involved in a major illegal drug operation related to major cases in Bangkok and allegedly smuggled drugs from Laos to the border province of Loei. Police say another suspect is on the run. The suspect allegedly admitted to transporting the drugs, earning 50 to 70,000 baht each time. Police say they seized 2.1 million methamphetamine pills, a 9mm pistol and a pickup truck, which police say was used to transport the drugs. Well, quite a lot of news today and quite a lot of Thai names to wrestle with. We look forward to bringing you up to date with all the news stories every day on Thailand News Today. You can subscribe to the channel here, and we look forward to seeing you again tomorrow. You're up to date on the Thaiger.